Okay, now we are coming to the plateaus. A plateau is a highland with steep slope and a large summit area which rises abruptly from the surrounding region. That is why plateaus are also known as tablelands. That's Tibet and Ladakh. The surface of the plateau can be flat, rolling, or even hilly. It can be like this type of rolling. It can be flat, or it can go little bit up, and again it can go down and come like that. They are the oldest landforms on earth. Oldest table plateaus are the oldest landforms. These had been generated when the world was being created or the earth was being created. Plateaus occupy a large portion of the earth's surface. Some plateaus are very large and extend over thousands of kilometers. Like the Deccan Plateau in India, almost every continent has large plateaus. Almost every continent has large plateaus. Large plateaus of Africa, Asia, Australia, North America consist of plateaus. Most plateaus are located in the semi-arid and arid regions of the world. Quite dry places they are located. Some of them are found near the tropics or on the leeward side of the mountains. Tropics, either it's on Tropic of Cancer or on the Tropic of Capricorns, or the leeward, the sideways of the mountain. After the mountain, the leeward comes, it's found there. Plain land are plateaus. On the basis of their origin and location, plateaus can be broadly classified into the following types. Intermontane plateaus. What are intermontane plateaus? Intermontane plateaus are the highest, largest, and the most complex in the world. They are partly or completely enclosed by mountains. The plateau of Tibet in Asia is the highest intermontane plateau in the world. Others include the plateau of Bolivia in the Andes, the Mexican plateau in North America, the Tarim Basin in Asia, and the Columbia Plateau in USA. It's always surrounded by a lot of mountains or hills. What's a continental plateau? Continental plateaus are extensive tablelands which rise abruptly from the bordering lowland or from the sea. The plateau regions of South Africa, West Australia, peninsular India, just from the sea the land has come up, right? See South India when it's coming to the Deccan part. Greenland and Antarctica are some examples. The plateau of Ranchi in India and the Potwar plateau in Pakistan belong to this type. Ranchi has got full of plateaus, hills as well. Ranchi is like that. Continental plateau, extensive tablelands which rise abruptly from the bordering lowlands or from the sea. From the lowlands, it's rising up from the plateaus. Lava plateaus are only formed by the volcano. Volcanoes also form several types of plateaus. The lava plateaus are formed by fissure flows. The total thickness and the area covered by the lava plateau is extensive. The main examples are the Deccan and the Malwa plateaus in India and Columbia Plateau in the northwestern of USA. The plateaus are useful to us in the following ways. The grassland are extensively used for livestock rearing. Lot of minerals in that. What is coming out from the lava fissure, which flows and it cools down and they become plateaus. Constantly lava eruption happening and volcano eruption happening, and it's coming out and falling and it's getting cold. The plateau regions are generally rich in minerals, as I said. Mining is the chief occupation in many areas. Minings. We get a lot of things, minerals and metals and stones, and we get the iron ore quite a lot. Farming is carried out on a limited scale in plateau regions. The growing season is short due to higher elevation and low temperature because it's a bit higher. The plains are the actual place for irrigation, agriculture and farming, because the Ganges brings in, the river brings in all the deposition, I said, Earlier, all the deposit which comes after erosion comes down to the lowland, the plain land. That's why it is best for irrigation, farming and agriculture. Plains. A plain is a relatively flat and low-lying land with almost no difference between the highest and the low points. They are also called lowlands. The plains are seldom alike and their height above the mean sea level varies. The mean sea level, just little bit. If you come to page 'I saw that drawing somewhere. Where did I see that? Wait, I'll tell you, show you this. No, it's not in this book. I was reading some other book. It was there in that book. It's in some other book I was reading. I read different type of books to explain, so it was there in that one. No issues. It's just above that sea level, the sea level, and it goes above that. That's what are plains. Plains are formed by both internal and external forces of the earth. Most of the plains are formed by the sediments deposited by the rivers. As I told you, the rivers carry stones, sand and silt. When the speed of the river is reduced, it comes to the plain, it is reduced. It deposits the materials in the valleys and it goes off into the sea. Some plains are extremely flat while others may be slightly rolling or undulating. The general slope is gradual. Plains are more thickly populated than mountains and plateaus. Plains are found in all latitudes and in all continents. Some plains are located near the sea coast as well, while some are located in the interior of the continents. Plains are more useful as they have fertile soil and longer growing season because of the climate. Most of the big cities are located in the plains. Some of the important plains in the world. Now if you go to a hilly place, like I had been studying in Nainital and I was there for quite a long time, my whole childhood I was there, are the prairies in USA, West Siberian Plain in Eurasia, Gangetic Plain in India, Huang He Plain in China, Po Valley in Italy and Pampas in Argentina. This is all about plains. So if you go to a hilly place anywhere and it's best if you go to Nainital, because from Nainital, from my college, we were about 7,000 feet high, 7,000 meters, 7,000 or something like that, more than 7,000 plus. Our college area, our hostel, school. So we used to see the plains, flat, all buildings there. And this side only steep jungles and rocks and mountains and whatnot. If I see one house small in the evening, we used to not be outside, it was cold. So we used to never see anything in the evening part. But in the morning part, we used to see the plain. All square, little type squares, plain, water, the meanders. We could understand the meanders also from the hill. So if you go to a hilly place, you make sure you go on the side and try to see the plain, and you'll see meanders and rivers. Everything will be natural and it will be the same picture as in your book and you will understand it more better. That's only if you travel. I'm not saying that you have to go. It's by chance if you go to any hilly place, you make sure you check it out. So this chapter is also done. So please go through it and read it properly and try to understand, and obviously you know what is for homework. I'll come back in the next class again and we will do this. So we are done with, I'll just mark it out. We are done with latitudes, longitudes, motions of the earth, major domains of the earth, major landforms of the earth. Now we are left with India location, political division, India physical features, India climatic conditions, India natural vegetation and wildlife. That will start on the next class. Okay. So see you guys, take care and do these for homework. Okay, after that I'm there. I'm always there for you guys. Bye bye, see you, take care.